I'm not starting the game until you get off the pitch. So we can all wait here and do nothing because I'm not doing anything until you come off. He was the right man to really seal the deal for City winning their first trophy this season. It is what it is. It's his baby. He is the guy that has bankrolled this whole thing, so he's created this culture. All right, before we get to the major talking point, before we get to the major talking point, because again, everyone wants to talk about Kepa. Sarri came through tactically. I was ready to get him out the paint based on the fact that he didn't start Hudson or Odoi, but he did start Emerson. But I just thought the performance from the team was a lot better. And again, this is where, stats betray things, because the stats would say there were hardly any shots on targets by Chelsea and so forth. But the way in which Chelsea played, the way they approached, the amounts of periods they were able to control the game, the amount of time that they put City under real pressure, it was at the time you go to the second half extra time, it was a pretty even game. It was a pretty even game. City had their good chances. Chelsea had their very, very good chances. So I just think, in that sense, because again, there's not really that much to talk about. It's analytically in a 0-0 game where it was just a case of where City had their opportunities, Chelsea had their opportunities. I feel this was a game that was called for Sane to start. Christensen should have been. I mean, that's another thing. Again, I think you roll with the Christensen and Luis. Like, just like Rudiger is really suffering, and I think Rudiger he could have almost had a second yellow card. So why Christensen wasn't partnered with Luis, I don't know. So, and again, with the whole Zad thing as well, it's the same old narrative. As in, you saw Zad come through, guys bouncing off him, taking one guy out, two guys out, lazy to Pedro. What does Pedro do? Of course, he flops. And I think this has almost been the story of Chelsea's season, that the amount of stuff that Hazard does, and when he does defer, when he does pass the ball, nobody is on his level to be able to bring in the quality needed to really execute. And if guys can't execute at this level of football, what the hell can you do? So, again, for Sarri, I think, because I thought Chelsea would get blown out. I thought City would really blow them out, but I think even Pep and Guardiola will have to give Sarri and Chelsea credit that they were able to hold their own. I think in the first half, they were very defensive. City controlled it, but I think in the second half and in the extra time, you just saw a Chelsea team that were much more comfortable, had figured out Man City, and were getting themselves in very good positions. And this is actually one of the better games I actually saw from Jorginho. But without a doubt, easily the best player on that pitch was Kante. Kante was phenomenal in this game. Defensively, in midfield, attacking-wise, box-to-box, up and down, all over the pitch. The tackles he made, the interceptions he made, the passes he made, how he was able to bring the ball forward. He was doing everything. I mean, the talent of this man knows no boundaries. It knows no boundaries. For me, just an absolutely amazing player. Just an amazing... When I say he's an amazing football player, pretty much all aspects of an outfield player, he does really well. Defensively, in midfield, in passing, in shooting, in finishing, and it's just baffling just how wide ranging this guy's skill set is. Amazing. So let's get down to this talking point here. So the Kepa situation. So this is obviously before penalties. You know what? I think the Kepa situation is such a big thing to talk about. Let me just leave that till last. With regards to the penalties, again, Kepa, man at the moment, should have done better with the Aguero one, but again, his hand wasn't strong enough. Saved the Sane one. See, the thing with the Jorginho penalty is this. He has scored a lot by having that technique. So it's cool. If it has worked for you several times, why change something? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the thing about it is that, the thing about that technique is that it relies on the keeper diving the wrong way. That's the danger. Because he doesn't really put it in the corner. And I think for Jorginho, like, homeboy, especially in a final, when you hit that ball, whether hop, skop, step on, jump, anything like that, that ball has to go in the corner. That ball simply has to go in the corner. So the fact that you're not able to put it in the corner and Edison was able to guess right, you're screwed. For Luis, unlucky. It was a good penalty in the corner. It hit the inside of the bar. That's just unlucky. What can you do? For Sane, just, saved the right way. Yes, he was on the losing team. So a loss is a loss. So it's all about winning. That's what it's all about, winning. That was a cold penalty by Zad. Because if he misses, Chelsea, so there was still pressure there. That was a cold penalty by Zad. That was cold. I mean, that has to be that has to probably be the best Panenka that I've ever seen, because it went to the roof of the net. Insane. So again, look, it's Zad. But Sterling, man, again, based on, it was almost a nice kind of, it was almost right that he was the one to score the penalty, and he scored it in that way, based on the abuse he's taken from Chelsea fans mostly. That's the funny thing, it was for Chelsea fans as well. And just how this has been his best season. This has been his most effective season. So I'm just so happy for him, because I do like him as a guy. And I like how he stood up to the racism from the Chelsea fans. So I just love him as a guy, as a black man and so forth. But that was an amazing penalty. Amazing penalty, great penalty. And I just think he was the right man to really seal the deal for City winning their first trophy this season. So let's now go to this Kepa situation. The thing about this Kepa situation is that the actual situation itself is easy. There's not much to talk about. But to understand the Kepa situation, you have to look at the roots of the problem. And the roots of the problem may not actually be linked into the Kepa situation, but it's still something that, let's have the discussion, because the discussion is out there. But let's look at what really happened. So Kepa goes down injured. He goes down injured because I believe he has cramp. So when Sarri now makes the substitution, Kepa is thinking that, he thinks I'm injured. Or he thinks that I'm not fully fit. And no, I'm fine. Every keeper wants a penalty shootout, because that's a chance for you to truly be a hero. Especially in a final, that's all you want. So Kepa in his mind was like, no, I'm fine. So when the referee went to him and said, think he wants to take you off, I think he said to the referee that, no, tell the manager that I am not injured. He probably thinks I'm injured. That's why he wants to bring me off. I'm telling him I'm not injured. Then when the referee now goes back, and Sarri and Zola are screaming at him and saying, no, we want to bring on Caballero, it's obviously that now it's not an injury thing. Injury or not, we want to bring on Caballero because tactically he's better in this situation of saving penalty spot kicks. A previous City player, and we just think that he'll be better. Same thing that Van Gaal did with Tim Krul and Silicin. But the thing about this is this. Did Sarri tell Kepa about this before? That if we go to penalties, I'm bringing you off and I'm bringing on Caballero. Because I believe for sure that is what was agreed upon in the World Cup. That Van Gaal told Silicin, if we go to penalties, I'm bringing you off, I'm bringing on Tim Krul for the penalties. But the issue is, if Kepa was told, injury or not, your number is up, come off, and he still said no, then that's egregious. That's the same as the Tevez situation. And it's as easy as that. It's simply as easy as that. And maybe we will know more as things go through. But again, if Kepa has every right to be like, no, I'm not injured. You think I'm injured? I know you think I'm injured, but no, I'm not injured. I'm fine. I'm ready to go. I want to help our team win. But if it's a case of where he was told categorically, injury or not, your guy wants to bring you off and he still say no, then that's crazy. But my thing is, it's even further than this. I believe that the referee plays a role here. I don't know what the procedure is or something, but if a fourth official has told the referee that his number is up, boom, we've put in the number. Because the thing with the Tevez thing, that's different. Because Tevez literally just sat on the bench and he didn't even want to get up. So he kept even putting a number when the guy hasn't even stripped off. But the fact that where Caballero is stripped off, he's ready to come on. The number has come on. All that procedure has done. Surely the referee has the right to say to Kepa that, Kepa, mate, my fourth official has officially told me that your number is up. I'm not starting the game until you get off the pitch. So we can all wait here and do nothing, because I'm not doing anything until you come off. Because procedure says, my fourth official says that you're to come off. Game stops, you come off. So the referee now goes to Sarri and says, hey, he doesn't want to come off. What can I? No. What do you mean by what? You can't do something. You own the game. The match doesn't start until you say it starts. So you can say to Kepa that, bro, I am not starting this game until you come off the pitch. So if you want to stay here for 3-4 hours, fine. And you know what? He wouldn't, because then everybody would say, yo, bro, we don't want to be here for 3-4 hours. So everybody, even the players and Chelsea players, will say to Kepa, bro, get off the flipping pitch, bro. They literally carry him off the pitch. So that's what's there. So the referee could have done something. Another element is Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta is the captain. Azpilicueta is Spanish. And as someone told me, they're actually from the same region, the same Basque region. Where was Azpilicueta in this? As the captain, you should have seen this situation of like, oh, a change is being made. You should have even gone to Sarri and say, yo, what's up? Sarri Zolo will tell you, no, we want to bring him on for tactical situation. Then you go to Kepa, speak to me in Spanish, say, as captain, bro, get your ass off. So, I don't even know where Azpilicueta was in this, but this speaks to a bigger problem with Chelsea Football Club. And it stems from my guy, my homeboy, my friend, who I want him to lend me a few bill, your boy Abramovich. Abramovich has created a culture where the players are king. The players do rule the roost. Because Abramovich has never been a guy where he sides with the manager. He understands the manager and says, no, the manager, no. He's always been a guy, no, this is my baby, this is my thing. I'm buying star-studded players and I want my players to feel good about themselves. And it is what it is. He's the owner. Is it right? No. You should run a football club in a proper professional way, but it is what it is. Without Abramovich's money, Chelsea don't win all of these titles. So any manager coming in, you have to know the situation you're coming into. And what that whole scenario showed is that for Sarri, you have lost the dressing room. Because if you have the power of the dressing room, that situation doesn't happen. The fact that Kepa can be saying, no, that, and you can't stamp your authority, shows that there's obviously an issue. And we obviously know about the issues of him hanging players out to dry, the players not really responding to him, Hazard saying things about, it doesn't really matter what the manager says, you only preferring 60 minutes before the game, all these sorts of things. So it speaks just to a wider problem of the culture of Chelsea, but this comes from Abramovich. Okay? And when you're coming into play under Abramovich's terms for his team, Chelsea Football Club that he has financed and bankrolled, you've got to accept the terms. It is what it is. So somehow, some way, you've got to make sure that the players are on your side. You are connecting with the players. You are in full synergy and full chemistry with the players. You're singing off the same sheet, so that when you go out there, they give you the best possible scenario. But then people will say, oh, player power, the players have given up and so forth. Did the players give up in that game? I think you saw a real effort out there, and Chelsea could have won that game. You know, if Pedro knew how to play the sport or offer football, Chelsea could have won that game. You know, perhaps if Osnando started, had much more games to really affect the game, maybe. Who knows? You know, so that is what is. So, but I know that people will run with the story of like player power. Like again, what's it called? I think because I was on it. Basically, Terry and Adam, they were on me. They were like, "My gosh, how could you say this? Chelsea are a rotten club. Kepa must never play again." And you know what? All I can do is just give my real emotion in that situation. And I don't know whether I'm wrong in thinking this. Am I inhumane? For me, like I'm not hating on Kepa. I'm not like, Kepa, how dare you do this and what? See, for me, I felt more in a way of what Tevez did. You know, because for Tevez, like when he refused to come on, you're one of the best players in Man City. So you coming on can have a real effect in this game. So that's a bigger issue. But when I look at the Kepa situation, I look at Sarri, situation with Chelsea, how messed up things are, the transfer bans, the inner turmoil. All you can do is laugh. All you can do is laugh. Just say, it is ridiculous. It is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. When you just look at how pissed off Sarri was, how he was almost going to walk off, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So all you can do is laugh because it's so absurd, it's so crazy. So again, I know Terry and thing will say, my gosh, Chelsea are rotten from the inside. This is such a pathetic football club. This shows the player power, in the workforce and school. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I mean, you can go on your soliloquy, fine. But all I can say for me is like, it is what it is. It's what Abramovich has, because you have to go to the roots of the problem, because the culture of the club comes from the top down. It comes from the top down, and Chelsea are a unique situation. Abramovich is a unique owner. Okay, Abramovich is not like any of these other owners. He's not. He's a very unique individual. He's a very unique owner that does things very differently than all these other billionaires. So it is what it is. It's his baby. He is the guy that has bankrolled this whole thing. So he's created this culture. And if you're coming into it, you've got to play ball. You're not going to, as long as Abramovich is there, you're not going to change the whole culture. To change the whole culture and make it more professional, then Abramovich has to go. I got to bring in someone different. But look, man, football is football. It is what it is. But for Man City, they have the spoils of the day. Can they do the quadruple? Records are there to be broken. Challenges are there to be conquered. And I think for City, why can't they doggedly try? I believe they're title winners. I believe that the second trophy is there. I believe they are strong favorites for the FA Cup. So I feel the domestic treble is very realistic. I feel that league is theirs. So the domestic treble is a real possibility. The Champions League, that is just more complex. The Champions League is more complex, but my goodness, man, Pep is a guy that definitely wants to keep on succeeding, and there is I think, especially after just how Liverpool have been flopping, there is a rejuvenated mentality around this side. And when you have so many of the players playing at such a high level, playing at a top level and just winning, at the end of the day, they won. This is a trophy. And what people will say that this may be like the least trophy, it's still a trophy. They still won the trophy. It is still a medal. And that will give them even much more focus and elevate the confidence going into the running in the Premier League, going into the FA Cup, and even going into the flipping Champions League. So yeah, man, the quadruple is there. It is there. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot Patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.